everyone, welcome back to another Warhammer battle. This is going to be a 1v1. It's been a while since I played one, so I wanted to try and pop in and see if I can still play them. So I brought a vampire army facing off against the Empire, and I had this pause because, as you can see here, the Empire is playing a cheeky army here. We have 3 Outriders and then 4 Outriders with grenade launchers, Vanguard deployed at, I assume, what is their max range for Vanguard deployment. Behind them we have 2 additional Reichsguard, and then we have a Great Cannon, a Mortar, and then Karl Franz. I say cheeky because against the vampire counts, you're most likely going to have a slow advancing army. So having a bunch of Outriders is an interesting build to take against vampire counts. There are a lot of units that they have that grenade launchers can be good against, and then obviously the Outriders with the guns can focus fire down the important targets like Mortis Engines, Cryptors, Knights, or whatever, or what have you. So an interesting build. For my army, though, we have a front line of Graveguard. I brought 3 of the Crypt Ghouls because we were being led by the Strigoi Ghoul King. I brought his Summoning Spell, Invocation of the Heck, and a Spirit Leech. He's flanked by 2 White Kings to try and help him in melee combat against what I assumed would be some kind of Flying Lord that would be coming after. So those are his bodyguards. I took away all of their abilities, so they are only 600 in cost, and they're still a relatively good bodyguard unit for 600 each. Then behind them we have 1 Crypt Horror, and then we have a Blood Knight, Varix Reavers, and then 2 of the Chaos Hound, or they call it Chaos Hounds? Direwolves, sorry. I forget, Chaos Hounds or other factions. We have 2 Direwolves. So, against this Vanguard deployed army, my army is not the worst against that. We do have an okay amount of cav for pressure. The Crypt Ghouls do have a speed of 38. That's not necessarily as fast as cav, but it is kind of fast in comparison to the only 28 of the front line of Graveguard. And if I had brought like zombies, well, those have no chance of catching Outriders. But this army is not not that bad. So let's press play. And the whole thing about the Vanguard builds like this is that it's supposed to catch your opponent off guard. And it does catch me off guard for a second, but then I'm going to start giving just a bunch of orders. I'm instantly moving in our Direwolves, going to try and apply pressure to the Outriders, and I just want them to run. I don't want any of these units to have any kind of time to fire into our army. I'm going to let the Strigoi Ghoul King run ahead of them because you can see his speed is relatively fast as well, so we're going to start chasing them off. And the counter to this build is to keep all of this cav as busy as we can until we can finally pin them in and catch them. Right here you can see I chase off these guys because I'm assuming they're on skirmish mode, or if not, then they're just going to be grouped and all moved back at the same time. Because to micromanage each one of these individually is like God tier. If you can micromanage each one of these individually in this type of fight, then you are the best player in the world. But anyway, so we managed to catch one of the Outriders here because we did do an initial maneuver and then over here and cut one off and we catch them. And then I'm just going to keep issuing move orders all over the place. Right here, the Reichsguard are coming in to try and take out my Blood Knights. I'm going to run intercept them with this Crypt Ghouls, so I'm going to let the Crypt Ghouls take the brunt of the Reichsguard and then turn the Blood Knights around and then charge the Reichsguard so we don't have to worry about their charge bonus. This Direwolf I'm running around on the flanks to try and either take out Outriders or their artillery pieces while being chased by Karl Franz, so I'm having to kind of micro him around. Over here, the other Reichsguard does catch our Varix Reavers because I just gave them an attack order into the Outriders as I was micromanaging other things. Sorry, a lot of things is happening here. I'm going to cast Invocation of the Heck, pull them back, and then I'm going to support this fight with a Graveguard and a Crypt Ghoul over here and get the rest of these units over here. I also did summon a Crypt Ghoul to try and catch an Outrider, but it did not work, and so that summon unit I think is now back here. Over here, the Blood Knights and the Crypt Ghouls are trying to take, or will take out this Reichsguard. We're trying to just chase. I'm trying to give an attack order to each individual Outrider just to make sure we have something on them. Back here, they should be attacking the Outrider soon because the Strigoi Ghoul King is already up here along with another pack of Direwolves to threaten their mortar, and then the Great Cannon for some reason is moving over here, so they're going to get caught by a Graveguard. The Karl Franz on his Griffin is going to attack the Strigoi Ghoul King, but this is exactly what I wanted because I have my Dire Pack or my Dire Wolves right here. Now, this player is probably thinking, I can easily leave because I'm on a Griffin, I'm on a flying mount, I can do flying shenanigans. When you are being hounded by a pack of Direwolves, that may not be the case. These Outriders are firing at me, so we're going to try and shut them down with this group of Graveguard. We just do not want them firing into the Strigoi Ghoul King. I'm bringing up our bodyguards, I'm bringing up our Crypt Horrors, and any other unit that is nearby as we continue to just give attack orders to all the other units. This Reichsguard over here being held down by the Graveguard and the Crypt Ghouls. I'm letting these guys, the Varix Reavers, heal up because they were almost dead. Blood Knights should be... Where are the Blood Knights? They're over here. They just destroyed the one Reichsguard and they're coming around. And you're going to notice this Karl Franz is going to get Spirit Leash, and he's trying to leave. Like, he's like, shit, what the hell's happening? Well, when you land into a pile of Direwolves who are faster than you, they are going to keep you on the ground, and then pin you there for the Crypt Horrors, for the Strigoi Ghoul King and his bodyguards to come over and say hi for a little bit. Over here, you can see that this one Crypt Ghoul is being isolated and destroyed by the Outriders with grenade launchers, and I think there's still a couple normal Outriders over there, but that's okay. If a Crypt Ghoul dies, like, what do I care? I still got a bunch of units. Varix Reavers now coming up. I think I may cast out an Invocation of the Heck on them here soon. Meanwhile, we're just going to throw in these direwolves, I think, over to these Outriders, and then try to pin them in with this group of Blood Knights. This Crypt Ghoul is still going to get finished off, and Karl Franz is going to try to run again, but no, no, sir, I say no. The Dire Pack is going to stick on your ass, and since they are undead, they cannot rout. Instead, they would just crumble, so it's kind of hard to get them off of you, even if you're Karl Franz. So we're going to pin him again, and then the Strigoi Ghoul King, who is fast, is going to go back up there, and he has armor-piercing damage, even when he's off of his Terrorgeist. He is a pretty nasty melee combatant, because he does also have poison damage. His greatest weakness is that he has very low armor, and his melee defense, I think, is 40? Maybe it's 50 on the ground. But against other big combatants, especially on the Griffins like Karl Franz, in a 1v1, the Strigoi Ghoul King would lose, which is exactly why I had bodyguards. And, you know, a Dire Pack to keep a Griffin pinned on the ground in case they wanted to land and try and, you know, snipe my poor Strigoi Ghoul King. So that's a very quick battle, I understand, but that's what happens when you bring a bunch of Outriders and it doesn't work exactly the way you had planned. So one of the greatest tools about Vanguard builds is, again, to knock your opponent off guard, and it can happen a lot. It's just, I've played a lot of games, and I've played against some Vanguard deployments, so when I saw that, I didn't have any kind of real, like, oh, holy shit, what do I do? It's just instant reaction, but that just comes with playing a lot of matches. So I think I just reacted too fast for them, and the Outriders were never given a chance to really do anything, and I was able to shut down the Reichsguard relatively quickly because, one, we had superior cav with the Blood Knights, but two, I was also had just a ton of units to run interference, surround, and kill them, and without those Reichsguard holding off my forces, and Karl Franz pinned on the ground with the Direwolves because they wanted to try and get the Strigoi Ghoul King, these Outriders had no support, and they just got eventually picked off to death. And the poor artillery, man. I ran a Dire Pack right up there. Strigoi Ghoul King was around there, and they got killed by, I think, Graveguard or anything. But it is still an interesting build. It's just a very micro-intensive build. And also... Actually, no, that's it. It's just a micro-intensive build. I think this could potentially work. Maybe especially against a more slowed army of the vampire counts, like if it was Vlad von Karstein, some skeletal warriors, Mortis Engine, but they probably still run double Blood Knights, but Blood Knights can't be caught up by Outriders. The thing is, the Dire Pack is hard to run away from because they're faster than Outriders are, and I brought two of them. These were just to counter artillery and potential like crossbows and thunderers. I obviously had no idea they were bringing Outriders to this battle. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the Vanguard deployed Karl Franz army and our Strigoi Ghoul King build. Now let's go watch a cinematic view. Again, I think a build like this could potentially work, but it's just so micro-intensive. Like, I don't think I would try it. Not this many Outriders. But yeah, I definitely think it can be done. And I appreciate unique builds like this. It just didn't work out for this player this time. I think you should see the summon Crypt Ghouls over here. I thought they would pin these guys down, because we summoned them right on top of them. Pinned a couple of them down, I guess. I guess we got a couple kills out of it. Actually, maybe we did get them, because these units came back. Okay, never mind, that did work. After I summoned the Crypt Ghouls, I was already up here doing other things, so I didn't even really bother paying attention to what was happening back here anymore. Here comes this Reichsguard. Going to run interference. Because again, very micro-intensive. There's a very low chance that this player would maneuver these people around the Crypt Ghouls. So they just instead got caught and we're going to do a countercharge. And for me, mostly, I can just click on a unit, right-click on an Outrider, and then forget them. And just let them run and keep running. It doesn't matter if they catch them. It just matters if they are keeping them busy and on the run. Forcing the enemy player to do most of the micro while I'm, you know, allowed to focus on key units like my Dire Pack and my heroes and my Blood Knights. So yeah, like throughout this entire battle, I click on these Graveguard like 2 or 3 times, and then I just right-click new attack orders. So yeah, it was kind of a low micro battle for me, really. A lot of these units I can just click and forget. And then this is when Karl Franz made the mistake. They may be puppies, but they can keep you on the ground. They are very good at that. Thought there was some battling happening over here. Yeah, Carl's fate was sealed as soon as he landed. Poor guy. They didn't know that.
Keep your heads down. Look out.
The dire pack is so fast! Nipping at your heels! Slowing you down!
Brace yourselves.
And they can only run so far. Thanks for watching, everybody. I know it's probably one of the quickest battles I've had in a long time. I'll do some more 2v2s in the future, but I miss 1v1s. They're still a lot of fun. So yeah, anyway, thanks again for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.